Hi, beautiful people of Nigeria. You're welcome to another segment of Nosy Mate, where we give you all the weekly highlights, the happenings in Nigeria, call it fashion, politics, what have you. Oh yeah, this is Microscope Nigeria with Ijreality. Don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube channel at Nosy Mate. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, same name, Nosy Mate. My personal handle, Ijreality 007, Instagram, Twitter, Ijreality 511, Facebook, Ijoma Mabel, YouTube, Ijreality 511. Today we have loads and loads of information on ground. As we all know about the protesting that is happening in Abuja, but the counter protesters, yeah, I didn't say anything. And we also have the visitation of some of the people from the Ministry of Information that went to London to prove some of us wrong, yeah, to show that the president is actually well and kicking. And then we have the ritual killings, and then we have the issues with Davido and his escort. We're going to come to that one after the other. Yes, first on my list today, oh yeah, is the absence of the president for over 2 months in Nigeria. Well, I don't know, I don't want to be a judge of this matter, but for a president to be out of the country for over 2 months, well, let me just, protest and counter-protest against and in support of the president is happening in Abuja. We all know that there's a sit-out protest in Nigeria and London demanding the president resign or return back to Nigeria. I don't know if the president has actually committed what if his absence in Nigeria is against the constitution. We'll find out as we move forward. Then remember that the president has actually been in London since May 7th, 2017, yeah, for his medical treatment, to which we don't even have a clue of what his ailments might actually be about. So I honestly don't want to stress that matter, but it is very appalling that the people of Nigeria does not even know what is wrong with their president. Yeah. Okay, the sit-out was led by Charles Oputa, popularly known as Area Father, and some of us call him Charlie Boy, and someone like me, I call him Charlie Man, because actually his grandfather. Actually, this degenerated to violence, as the Nigerian police claimed the protesters has been infiltrated by criminals, leading to the tear gassing of the protestants. Now, my question is, were these people carrying guns? Were they carrying planks? Were they carrying, I don't know, were they carrying weapons? Because we all saw placards, that's what they were carrying, you know. So this issue of criminals, I don't understand. Do we actually have a right as youth to protest? Well, okay, still on the issue, report has it that the protesters were observing their sit-out at the Millennium Park opposite the Unity Fountain, Maitama, Abuja, when the armed policemen fired tear gas canisters at them. Really? The report said the group, not deterred by the police, continued with their meeting when the police suddenly shot the tear gas at them, and this actually ended some of them in the hospital, including their leader. Will I call him their leader? Yeah, their leader, Charles Oputa. He actually ended in the hospital because he fainted. And they took them to a nearby clinic at the Federal Secretariat complex, a kilometer away from the scene of incident. Well, I don't know if I would say that the Nigerian police actually need more training about, I don't know, situations concerning, because youth, we actually have a right to protest, whether wrong or right, as far as they are not there to fight anybody. They actually have a right to protest. Moving forward, there is another angle to this report. Some other groups came up and said they are pro-Buhari. They are now supporters of Buhari. Yeah, they are saying that that the president should just take his time and recuperate, that he shouldn't be in a hurry to come back, that Nigeria is moving forward. A coalition of civil society groups under the umbrella name of Center for Civil Society and Justice has staged a rally in Abuja in support of President Muhammadu Buhari, who has been on medical vacation in London for close to 100 days. So we have two parties, one for and the other for against. Anyway, we did me do. Anyway, we did for me do. Some protesters some days ago converged at the Unity Fountain, the same venue where the rivalry group of demonstrators under the hashtag Return or Resign has staged protests some days ago, demanding that the ailing president's immediate return to Nigeria or resignation. The pro-Buhari protesters carried placards that read, "Support President Buhari. Nigeria cannot be held down by corruption and persecute looters now." Other placards at the rally also read, "Buhari/Osibanjo, we are fully with you. Our president is recuperating. God has healed Nigeria. Glory be to God, and Nigeria are united for President Buhari." The pro-Buhari protesters group had argued that the sick president has not violated any provision in the constitution, contrary to the claim by the Return or Resign protesters. They added that the president had fulfilled the constitutional requirement by transmitting a letter to the National Assembly about his condition, as well as transferring power to the vice president, Yemi Osibanjo, now the country's acting president. Okay, looking at the above, I don't know. To me, I don't see any way that the president has actually defaulted. Speaking on behalf of the protesters, one of the conveners, Nelson Ikunjobi, pointed out that they decided to stage a rally in order to tell the world that Nigerians were solidly behind President Buhari and his anti-corruption fight. He added that there was no vacuum in the governance of Nigeria, denouncing those calling Mr. President's resignation as agents of darkness. Hey, agents of darkness. Nigerians were all comedians. Mr. Ikunjobi explained that the Nigerian leader was simply sick, just like any other person, which is the truth. The spokesman for the pro-Buhari protesters stressed that the call for the sick president's resignation was mischievous, petty, and unnecessary, adding that it was an attempt by the agents of corruption to heat up the polity. Now, this brings me to my question. Is there any need for the protest? And has the president in any way broken the law? If the president has not broken the law, can the protesters be termed frivolous? Now, this is where this is what I'm trying to say. If the president has not in any way broken the law, I think the protesters, I mean those of them for Return or Resign, should actually, maybe what they should be asking for is what is actually wrong with the president, or what is the president suffering for. We have a right to know, we're Nigerians. Not really, because looking at what everybody has said so far, it means that since he has already transmitted power to the vice president, he has not actually broken any law. Yeah, and one of our revered learned lawyers, who is a son, has this to say. According to the constitutional lawyer Femi Falana, we all know him, the 2010 constitutional amendment compelled a sitting president to transmit a letter to the National Assembly when leaving the country without handing over, after which the vice president becomes the acting president. This means that as far as he's still fit to rule, he's only going to transmit power to his second in command, not like handing over. It means we have an acting president and not a president. Our president is still in charge. We only have the acting president, who is now our vice president. Falana, however, said that a resolution stating that President Buhari can no longer function as a president can be passed by the Federal Executive Council, after which the president's condition would be assessed by a medical team. Other sons like Yusuf Ali and Taiwo Eja Taiwo also agreed with Falana, as Taiwo noted that the office of the president cannot be said to be vacant once a letter has been transmitted to National Assembly. If the above position of the law is true, then it is clear that the protesters were acting on a wrong heading, on a wrong protest heading. Like I said before, the placard were not supposed to be saying return or resign. It was supposed to be saying that we should be told about, you know, what is actually wrong, the nature of the illness of the president. If the above position of the law is true, then it is clear that the protesters were protesting on the wrong headline. Don't get me wrong. It would be appropriate for them to ask for the nature of the illness of the president than protesting for him to resign on a moral ground. I'm not saying it is wrong for them to ask for him to resign on a moral ground, but constitutionally, is it right? Because he has not actually committed any crime. He can only resign in a situation whereby he can no longer function, and there should be a medical team somewhere to assess that and say, you know, and declare it that, okay, the president can no longer function. In that situation, you can actually ask him to resign. But notwithstanding, it is honestly a laughable situation, in a situation whereby a whole president of a country has been out of the country for, like, I don't want to use the word forever, for almost 100 days, and yet nobody can actually come out to say, okay, this is what is actually wrong with the president. We are not kids, we are human beings. Well, it's unfortunate how the democracy has been ridiculed. Anyway, we advise those in authority to do the right thing, get people informed. Tell us what's going on with our president. We need to know. It is our right to know what is going on with the president. At least if the people protesting, if they are informed, there won't be a two-wing, you know, people for and people for against. And by the way, the vice president is actually doing a good job, so we can't actually say there is a vacuum in governance, you know. Anyway, moving forward, there's another pressing issue which has actually been a thing over the years in Nigeria, but recently it's now becoming something more than Evans the kidnapper. This is the ritual killing. Honestly, how can somebody just wake up and decide that I want to just kill a fellow human being and use them for rituals? Can't you just use yourself? Are you kidding? Could we actually say it's as a result of the debilitating poverty in Nigeria? Well, to me, this is man inhumanity to man, because you can't just wake up one morning and decide that, okay, I want to chop off somebody's leg and use it for rituals. When the story first broke out 3 months ago, it was about the residents of Ikorodu, Lagos. For those of you that stays at Ikorodu, I'm sure you know the story better. People in Ikorodu, Lagos State have been living under the cloud of fear since the dreaded Badu cult members started killing in their environment. Now, my question is, who are these killers? What do they want? And how do they operate? Can somebody just scream it out and tell us, who are these guys? How do they? Because they live around people. Nobody will say they don't know them, actually. These are the questions in the mind of every Nigerian. The International Center for Investigative Reporting, ICR, came up with the submission below. Badu is a criminal described by the resident of Ikorodu as the serial ritual killer. Underline that. He was apprehended at Ibese in Ikorodu on July 12, 2016. His name was written simply as Badu. Who bears that kind of name? According to the resident of Ikorodu, after every attack, he would write, "I am Badu." Really? And paste on the door of his victims. He continued in a seemingly invisible manner until he was caught after he molested and killed a 27-year-old woman with a 9-month baby. After the apprehension of Badu, some group of people just came up and decided to behave like him. They started killing as he does, and they started calling themselves Badu. And their way of killing, they don't go out with guns, they don't go with machetes, they kill with stones, curbs, and kitchen accessories like grinding stone and mortar or mortar pestle. I don't know how somebody will feel comfortable to use a cooking accessory like mortar pestle and start hitting his fellow human being. I don't know. One of the retired Inspector General of Police, his name is Ijreality, actually also confirmed that is a ritual killing, which obviously we all know. And they actually like attacking open houses or doors that they can kick with one kick, and then also goes from church to church, you know, night vigils when they know that, okay, people are waiting for the break of dawn before they will go home, like the one that happened in Cherubim and Seraphim at Owode, where they killed some people and also killed a woman, a 27-year-old woman with a 9-month baby. that actually raised the eyebrow of everybody. People wanted to know. And recently we have another new ritual den at Ikeja. They just killed 2 people. I believe they are innocent, said the police. These days, who even knows who is innocent? So recently, two suspects were burnt alive. They were believed to be ritualists, and this happened around Ilezik, close to Ikeja, capital of Lagos. For those of us who knows and stays around the area, 3 suspects were arrested as the security operatives raided the place on Thursday, August 10th, 2017. Shoes belonging to females and males were seen there. So many, oh Jesus Christ, in fact I don't even know what to say. To the extent that they had sachets where they have different parts of human beings and they were tagged. Are you kidding? You're tagging, you just like, you know, you chopping off your leg and then you tag it and put its price tag on it. Who does that to a fellow human being? The police prevented residents from lashing the 3 inhabitants of the camp pretending to be mad persons. In fact, they are even supposed to be arrested on Thursday. Then on Friday morning, people still went there. Nigerians, we know they hear something. People still went there and they set the place ablaze. I don't want to say what they did were wrong or what they did was right, because for me, I don't see myself burning a fellow human being, irrespective of what that person has done to me. Although I have not been in a shoe where somebody will catch my brother and set him on fire. I don't know what I will do to that person if I find out that maybe I lost a brother and I see some part of his body in your shrine. I don't know what I'm going to do, so I can't really blame people for burning them. People also burnt one of the tunnels in the place and moved to a church nearby, where they destroyed the chairs inside, and a vehicle owned by the pastor. Pastor Novex, sorry, you're like you're caught across fire. So a resident who refused to disclose his identity said those using the place for criminal acts have a house inside the tunnel. Not any person no go see for this Nigeria. This had led to the last 2 deaths as a result of jungle justice. Now the one where they rain for Nigeria now, tifo, they will just set the person on fire. Nobody even knows if the person shouting tifo is actually the criminal. God will help us. The police later arrested some suspects in connection with the killings of the 2 men. Well, the question now is, what is the solution to this problem? I think it is time for government to come into this, because this is now getting scary. Because I don't know if I'll wake up tomorrow and find out there is a shrine in my backyard. You know, things are happening every day in Nigeria. Well, for those of us that are clamoring for Buhari to come back, some people, should I call it some people? Yes. Okay, people from the Ministry of Information visited him on Saturday, which is on the 12th of August. And they also did a video in the process to show the people of Nigerians that the president is actually doing better than we thought, better than it has been rumored. Yes, it says here that President Buhari received Information Ministry representative in Nigeria House, London. Yes, we say we get house for London, you go fear now. And he said, I am okay, just obeying the doctor's orders. Yes, he said, that's what he said. As we are all aware that the Minister of Information, Lai Mohammed, and other staff of the Information Ministry on Saturday visited President Buhari in London as a counter to different stories read in the media, like I have said before, about the severeness of his health. A video was released showing the president taking pictures with his visitors. Yes, that was like a proof to show that the president is actually doing well. President Buhari assured the people of Nigeria that there is a tremendous improvement in his health. We thank God for that, to the point that he wishes to return home. Please, we are waiting for your arrival, earnestly waiting. But however, he said that he has to obey the rules and regulations, the rules of the doctors that are managing his health, which I am in agreement with, because if he does not obey their rules and then comes back as we are clamoring, and maybe in the next 1 week goes back, what's the point? So it's best for him to stay there. And since the vice president is actually doing well, you cannot say anything is missing in the governance. The government of Nigeria is moving forward. The president said, and I quote, "I feel I could go home, but the doctors are in charge. I have now learned to obey others rather than to be obeyed." Sometimes you have to be in the position where you take orders, not give orders. I think the president is already in that position. The President Buhari also said, while receiving the presidential media team led by Minister of Information and Culture Lai Mohammed and the Senior Special Assistant on Diaspora Matters Abike Dabire Arewa. Yes, I'm not Yoruba, so don't be angry. At Abuja House in London, he told them how he felt hearing different stories about his health. Yes, different stories has been coming about health. Some about his health. Some said he's poisoned. Some said he's even dead. But we know, with this proof now, we know that the president is not dead. President Buhari, who also said he followed events at his home, closely, the Nigerian television stations and the media generally for keeping him informed. Well, we want to hail ourselves because we follow for the people. We want to hail ourselves for keeping him informed of the happenings in Nigeria. We are fine, sir. We are fine, sir. I'm one of the people that is saying that you should take your time. Yes, take your time. Take your time. It doesn't mean that you should not tell us what is wrong with you. We need to know. Somebody like me, I need to know what is wrong with my president. But take your time and get healed, and get well soon. When told that prayers were going on fervently in Nigeria, yes, I am one of the people praying for you. We are fasting. Nigerians, we are good at fasting. We can fast and the mountains will move. Yes, we are praying for you fervently in Nigeria. Not only in Nigeria, but all over Africa and around the world. People love us, irrespective of the fact that some people outside the country are still saying, our president has been out of the country for a long time. They are still praying that you get well soon. After all, you are not just the president, you're also a father and a husband. The president said, and I quote, "What we did in Gambia earlier this year fetched us a lot of goodwill on the African continent." Yes, we agree to that. For those of us that are following the story, we know what we're talking about. It gave us a lot of latitude. I thank all those who are praying. May God reward them. Yes, will God reward us. So we follow for the people where they pray. A statement signed by Adesina, if I'm not, I hope I'm not murdering that name. Yes, Adesina, and made available to newsmen in Abuja, said that President Buhari also sent appreciation to all Nigerians. Nigerians, you can hear it, that the president is sending his appreciation to all of us, expressing hope that he would be home soon. And we pray that you'll be home soon too, in Jesus' name, amen. I'm very religious, sorry. Okay. Then back to the protesters now. I'm giving this to you. What's next? It looks like the president is not incapacitated as we all thought. Yes, he's talking by himself, not like some people said, they plug and something for nose, they plug and something for ear, they plug and something for eye. They talk, he lie down one place, he don't die. He's fine, just that the doctor wants him to be better before he will come back. Any reason, any other, there's no other reason for someone to start clamoring for him to resign. It's not like I'm taking sides, like seriously. Like I've said before, he has not in any way gone against the Constitution. Therefore, I don't see any reason for him to resign. All we are asking is that they should tell us, we have a right to know the nature of his illness. Well, Nigeria, my country, I hail thee. Back to the story where they bubble me, they torture me. Davido officers, I read again, because this one, I have to read it clearly. Davido officers / escorts detained for reckless shooting in Lagos. Really? So the fact that you are privileged to go around with escorts, does it actually, or should I say that the escorts were excited that they were actually escorting a superstar or sort? I don't know. What's the excitement? Were they high? On the 13th of August 2017, two escorts of the popular musician Davido were detained for shooting recklessly in the air at about 5 p.m. along the Murtala Mohammed International Airport Road in Lagos. Oh, wow. Okay. This is following as a video that is circulating on the social media. Some, you know, in Nigeria, you should be careful about what you do. Whatever you're doing and you think nobody is seeing you, or you're doing famzy, somebody is somewhere recording you, you know, and for crying out loud, it's absurd that somebody who is a trained policeman could just be escorting a musician and then you start spraying. The head of the Public Complainants Rapid Response Unit, ACP Abayomi Shogunle, told newsmen that following complaints by members of the public, the case was immediately registered by the unit as soon as the head of Public Complainants Rapid Response Unit was notified about the video. Yes, thank you so very much for that. At least there's a quick response. ACP Shogunle said that the Nigerian popular musician David Adeleke, popularly known as Davido, engaged them to provide escorts to his house while returning from abroad. Along the way, as seen in the video, which has been confirmed from investigation, the two policemen involved started shooting in the air for no just cause. Anyway, they are a superstar, so they are excited, but that excitement can actually cost somebody's life. ACP Abayomi said, and I quote, "They have been identified and they have been detained since then because investigation was conducted, and after that they have been tried in orderly room and punishment has been recommended. We are only waiting for the appropriate police authority to review the punishment, then we will make the full details known to the public. One thing is clear, that the conduct of these policemen as seen in that video is unacceptable. That is not part of what our officers should be engaged in." At least you got this one right. Davido, I'm not in any way trying to disrespect you. I'm saying that you should cut down a little on the family. We know, say you get them. We know that you're loaded. I've seen pictures of you in front of your house shooting AK-47. Guy, we know that you have it. You don't have to be showing off, because if you were not doing that, I don't think the policemen escorting you would actually want to, will feel so excited to start. Anyway, whatever. But please, other security guys out there, when you're meant to be escorting people, you should take this job seriously and don't just go out maybe out of excitement or highness, I don't know what to call it, and start shooting, spraying. You guys already know there is something called stray bullets. Just imagine that, okay, somebody was hit. What will happen? You just say sorry to the family, and maybe the video will go there and sing one song like that. That's not the solution to the problem. Anyway, for those of you out there always bashing the police people, this is time. I'm gonna come out and say kudos to them. You guys have tried, although we know safe to say video no go viral and no go come out content. Anyway, celebrity singers, we're saying to all of you, be careful. We know that we love you. It's not as if we don't love you. Davido, I love you. Wash. We know say we love you. You know say I love you. Even if I don't know whether or not true or lie, we'll just cut it down. Anyway, this is a wrap for today. Don't forget, this is Microscope Ninja with Ijreality, where we give you all the highlights of the week. This is like pepper soup, the one that we will bring next week. Maybe we'll call it pizza or shawarma for those of you who guess with mouth. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, subscribe on our YouTube and Facebook, all of it at NosyMate. And don't think that my girls are not coming. They are there. They are kicking, looking beautiful. We have a lot of things, and there's another segment coming up. We call it checkpoints. Yes, where we're going to be checkmating a whole lot of people. Even you, where they watch us, we will checkmate you. You understand? As you sit down for your house, they criticize Nigeria. What have you done for the growth of the country? Even myself, if you want to checkmate me, you're free. Go online and say whatever you have to say about me. Yeah, this is your girl Ijreality. Don't forget that, and I love you so much. Keep watching NosyMate.